Hello guys, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about a very important topic that is often misunderstood: vocabulary memorization. People always think that all you have to do is sit and repeat until you remember the new words, only to find out after a few hours or days that you have already forgotten what you have learned. This is especially true for the language that is very different from your mother tongue or the languages you know. I can learn French words easily because I can relate them to English, but Arabic words used to be very hard to memorize, and it was very difficult to relate it to other languages I knew. Even if I repeat them 20 times, 30 times, they just won't stick. Repetition is not enough and is often so tiring and not effective. I've already made a video on how to learn vocabulary effectively. That video focuses more on how to learn vocabulary in context and how to take notes. If you are interested, you can watch it. In this video, we are going to talk about something new. I will be talking about the science of memorization and the best techniques for learning words quickly and not forgetting them easily. There are some techniques that I've never shared on my channel before. If you are new to this channel, I'm Zoe. I speak 7 languages and I'm doing a PhD between France and Germany. My mother tongue is Chinese. I learned all the foreign languages after the age of 20. If you like this video and find it helpful, please hit the like button, share and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notifications so you don't miss a new useful video. Let's get into the video. Let's start by explaining how memory works. Put simply, we take in information from the world around us through our senses, and this information is absorbed, stored, and retrieved later. This is the act of remembering. But the tricky part is, why do we forget? Sometimes we forget because our brain thinks it's unimportant and replaces it with other more important things, and sometimes the way we take in information is simply wrong. Let me explain this by talking about 3 types of memory: sensory, short-term, and long-term. One at a time. Sensory memory allows us to store information through our senses, which are divided into 5 parts. In general, information in the sensory memory is stored for between 1 and 3 seconds. And the second type of memory, short-term memory, which lasts from 15 to 30 seconds, and long-term memory, which lasts for an unlimited amount of time. Now the tricky part is how to transfer the information you've learned from your short-term memory to your long-term memory, and there are a couple of techniques you can use to do this. We call them recall techniques. Our brains like a little challenge, and testing is one way to keep it interesting. Make sure you are actively testing yourself, not just repeating information. Test yourself when you see an object. How to say this in Arabic, for example. Test yourself when you talk about what you did with the past tense you just learned. Try to think in that language is also a way of test. Or you can do space testing based on spaced repetition tools such as flashcards. The right way to repeat information is not exactly to repeat it over and over again. That's why you need to use spaced repetition correctly. For example, after the study session, you should test yourself later after about 30 minutes to do the first repetition, then after 5 minutes, then after 1 day, then after 1 week, until you have memorized the words. There are a lot of flashcards apps, or you can also choose the platform that offers immersion content and has great reversion features. I learned German by watching videos on LinguaPie. It's a content-based language learning platform where you can learn languages by watching series, films, and different types of videos. The good thing is that you learned new words in a concrete context and not in isolation. You can simply click on the words you don't know and save them to your flashcards.
Unberechenbar.
Then, most importantly, you can test yourself right away. You can review your flashcards. The great thing about the flashcards on LinguaPie is that you don't just review the words, you review the whole sentence in context with the original audio. To test yourself in a fun way, you can also use the pop quiz or word master feature.
Unerträglich. Unerträglich.
Currently, they have English, French, Italian, German, Portuguese, Russian, Korean, and Japanese. I hope they can add more languages in the future. If you are interested in LingoPie, please use the link in the description box to get a 55% discount on the annual plan and 7 days free trial. A word on its own is harder to remember than a word associated with other things or concepts you already know. You can associate a word with the language you know because they have the same roots. You just have to pay attention to the pronunciation and remember the false friends. That's why after learning Arabic, it's relatively easy for me to learn Turkish and Farsi because I can find lots of links. But if you can't find a link in the other language you know, make up crazy links. The crazier and funnier the link, the quicker and easier it is to memorize the words. When I first started learning Arabic, it was so hard to learn new words. Then things changed after I developed my own system for memorizing Arabic words. I associate each Arabic letter with a Chinese character. So a whole Arabic word often creates a funny scenario. For example, tufah, apple, grows out of the ground in Chinese. So the story is that the apple grows out of ground, which makes a lot of sense. Another fun story, hudud, border. I wrote hudud in Chinese, the tiger blocks. So the story is that the tiger blocks the border. You see, I don't forget these stories until now. If you give me 20 new words, if it only takes me 10 minutes to make up stories and memorize them easily. The more you practice, the easier it is to make the connections. This method is useful for learning a completely new system of a language where it's difficult to find a connection. I used it a lot in the beginning, then when I had enough words and understood Arabic better, I started to connect Arabic words. But sometimes when I see a new and difficult word, I still use it. If you are a Chinese speaker, you can try it. It's so magical. If not, it's an idea for you to try and create your own system where you can link a new word to something you know and create stories. The crazier the link, the more the word will stick. You may not need to create a whole system like I did, but just tackle some difficult words using this technique. Chunking is the act of breaking down a component into smaller chunks of related information. I often use this technique at the beginning of language learning to build up the basic structure of a language. The basic groups of vocabulary I made are like verb, time, a place, adjective, adverbs, and more specifically, food, color, and occupation. But I recommend that you build up all these groups gradually as you learn, rather than finding the existing list of words on the internet, which is often out of the context. Another chunking exercise you can do is to group new words under a concrete topic. Especially if you are at an intermediate or advanced level, this technique is very effective. For example, today I've studied an article about the earthquake in Turkey and Syria. So I create a list of the earthquake vocabulary and the useful expression to talk about this topic. Instead of jotting down random new words that you learned from an article or a video, try to always note down the topic and write a short summary of that topic using new words. This way, these words will be grouped under a specific topic. You do not have to write something long, just a short paragraph and try to use all the new words. It's a win-win exercise. You learned new information, new words, and improve your summarizing skills. In order to be able to teach someone something, you must be able to understand it perfectly. So when you prepare material to teach someone else, you have to go through it again and again. You have to organize your ideas and create a story to connect all the important ideas. Imagine how much effort you have to put into preparing a lesson. By the time you have to teach it, you have already understood and memorized everything you have to teach. It's actually one of the most effective ways to memorize and understand something because it's very engaging visually, acoustically, audibly, is mentally challenging on many levels, and the social interaction is good for the brain. You don't have to actually teach, but use it as an exercise. For example, when you are talking to your language partner, you can just tell them the new words you learned yesterday and try to explain it with a context or a story. And they can also act as a student and ask you questions. As you explain, this is the best way to deeply understand and remember the words. This technique is also useful for memorizing other information. Exercise. Yes, the exercise, workout. People underestimate the effect of physical health on our mental performance. Learning is not just a mental exercise. Your physical condition plays an important role in the long run. Now you guys know why I'm always so obsessed with working out. Exercise improves memory by increasing synaptogenesis, the formation of new synapses that mediate learning and memory, making it easier to absorb information and form long-term memories, as well as helping you to remember better. It also helps you protect against future memory problems. If you are interested in how diets, exercise, and other lifestyle habits can improve your memory and concentration, please let me know in the comments. I could make a video to talk about this in detail. I hope this video helps. Let me know if you have any questions. I will do my best to answer them. If you know better techniques, please share them with others in the community. The comments section is also an important part of the content. If you like this video, click the like button and share it with others. See you soon, guys. Bye!